just once, or do you feel like you could listen to them all of the time?
In the shadow of a New York skyline?
We grew up too fast.
Falling apart.
Anyways, hey, what's up? This is Nerd Dirt with Eric.
And Logan.
And Danny.
Here we are. Today on Nerd Dirt, we're going to talk about the music we nerd out over. Danny used to be in a band. I used to work in the music industry. And Logan...
I played the piano when I was young. But
we're all equal. Yeah. We're all of equal vibes. What's interesting about this is Danny and I feel like we're on the same music wavelength. And Logan, you're into some weird shit.
Yeah, I'm into a lot of stoner rock and psychedelic rock.
The only thing I know about stoner rock is when Eagles of Death Metal and Queens of the Stone Age were popping up.
Yeah, stoner rock and desert rock kind of have are like a Venn diagram a little bit where they kind of overlap.
Well, what do you do in the desert?
You take a lot of psychedelics. That's kind of how that bleeds over to a lot of psychedelic rock. But psychedelic rock will kind of not have as much of the heavier sounds as in stoner rock and desert rock. It starts to get more into
chill.
Like Tame Impala starts to get where it's psychedelic kind of where it has some rock tones, but it still has this almost poppy.
Yeah, I have a Prius.
And it starts to go on forever and ever and ever and ever.
For those people who don't know about stoner rock or whatever you want to call it, give us adjectives. Give us 3 adjectives to describe your favorite genre, Logan.
Wonky is a cool one.
Wonky's
good. Ethereal.
Ethereal.
Okay.
And the last one. Funky.
Okay.
Funky?
Yeah.
So you're using...
I feel bad using that, though. I feel like I'm
because you use a nondescriptive word in wonky.
But
ethereal is a heavy word, and funky is literally another genre.
Yeah. But some of the organs that they throw in will give it some of the
lungs, kidneys.
Some
heart.
Some of the albums that King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard would play. They will have some elements. That's a band name, by the way.
King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard.
Yeah, they're from Australia. And some of the stuff, the elements that they put in, they're very experimental. They just came out with an album that was thrash. So they're all over the board.
So thrashy, wonky.
Yeah, no, seriously, they have a
how would you describe stoner metal? Thrash, funk, rock. That's
psychedelic.
They're psychedelic for every genre.
A lot of body organs.
Yeah. What do you want to know about emo, screamo, hardcore, post-hardcore?
What are your number ones? Your number one bands? Like you're on an island and you're I got one album to listen to, and you have a CD player with you know what I'm saying. You have one band that you're going to listen to. What's that band?
I don't want it to be hacky or anything, but I was so big into My Chemical Romance. And 3 Cheers I could listen to over and over and over and over again. Actually, what was the first album they did? Bullets for Your...
No idea. Honestly, I'm not that big.
Vampires Will Never Hurt You.
Bullet for My Valentine.
Bullet for My Valentine's really great. Yeah. They're great. This is what I like. I like stuff that's very, what's the word? I like hard stuff that I can rock out to, but that's also the Used. I like the Used a lot. I think that's why I like screamo so much. Because it's heavy, but it also has passion.
Yeah, well, it's like this raw energy of just just saying how you feel. Just let it out. Who cares if it sounds cheesy or lame? Just let it out. It's how you feel. Just do it.
What's your number one?
So for screamo, I guess Thursday's Full Collapse would be my favorite.
Thursday's great.
Yeah.
You just saw Thursday.
I did just see them, and it felt so weird.
Could you listen to them just once, or do you feel like you could listen to them all of the time?
In the shadow of a New York skyline?
We grew up too fast.
Falling apart.
Anyways, I don't know. What do you like the most about screamo music and kind of that stuff?
It's interesting in the way that I just feel like it's very dynamic in its peaks and valleys, right? It can be very calm 1 second and then just super intense another second.
Yeah.
It's
very funky. It's very wonky.
It's very thrashy.
It's very psychedelic, very thrashy.
A lot of body organs, heart,
lungs.
Can I pose a question?
No.
So I think everyone who listens to music, I know a couple guys who listen to only like movie soundtracks, and they
I had
listen to
that
music
phase.
kind of where that's all
Yeah.
they listen to.
Oh yeah, how many people have they killed?
But they, but they listen to.
With Hans Zimmer in the background, it's my time.
Speaking of, if you've never taken a shit while listening to Hans Zimmer, you haven't lived yet.
But
Yeah.
Hans Shimmer.
But I digress. Like, why is there a reason why you listen to music? More than it sounds good. Is there something? Because you're talking
Yes,
about how you
I
love
have
the
an answer for
expressive
this.
nature
Yeah.
of it, and you.
As I say,
I listen to a lot of music because I'm really into like. To be honest, if I'm driving, I listen to a lot of like wrestling podcasts. I listen to a lot of. I like weird like, just informational documentary-esque podcasts. You know what I mean? But when I listen to music, it's because either A, I want to get hyped, or B, I want to feel nostalgic. I don't listen to a lot of new stuff.
Oh, do you put on
I listen to a lot of-
Barney?
That what?
I
Love you. You love me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I still find myself listening to a lot of like Michelle Branch, a lot of like NSYNC. If I like want to feel like back in the day, I feel like I listen to a lot of like Comeback Kid, Chiodos is really big for me.
Okay.
Gorilla Biscuits, Bad Brains, all that stuff is really big. But more than the type of music, it's more of a nostalgic factor. Like this is when I was 14 and 15 years old, and this feels great.
Yeah.
When did you get into stoner rock?
You know, like-
because I feel like that's not something you get into when you're 12.
Yeah,
know
you
what I
don't
mean? Listen to
walk
Led
in.
Zeppelin when you're 12. You're
Yeah,
not listening to,
yeah. Well, speaking of Led Zeppelin, there's a lot of influence from Led Zeppelin, and when you
they were stonery of all those big
when
bands.
you mentioned Bad Brains and stuff, you remind me of the series that Dave Grohl came out with,
Probot.
Sonic Highways.
Oh,
And,
yep.
you know, he goes
But Robot was another good one.
He goes to a bunch of different cities and he explores all these different bands, and these previous bands, blues and stuff. A lot of them, they have these roots where they all trickle down and have influence over each other. And Led Zeppelin is definitely the one. And for me, why I got into it, I mean, when I was a kid, I grew up and I kind of just listened to now music,
Yeah.
pop music. I didn't really. It wasn't until maybe 1997 or 1998 that a friend of mine introduced me to "Follow the Leader" by Korn. And that was it. And that was like,
okay.
and then
But Korn was huge.
And then the
Korn
whole
is
nu
kind of
metal
like
phase with
it's like a Limp Bizkit. Yeah, exactly.
With Linkin Park, the whole nu metal.
We
was,
hate to like them, but
Yeah.
we love them.
Well,
because it was good.
I mean, I'm in the generation
At
where
the
that was
time.
like, I was prime, and it hit right at the moment where I was getting to the age where I had a computer, and Napster was big in '99 and stuff, and
Yeah.
I downloaded stuff that I never even heard of, and I would start listening to it. And then from that, I had a certain music library, and then once Spotify launched, you start to see all these secondary genres, and then from, I really listened to a lot of nu metal from, as a kid.
It's
Then
like when
I
Netflix
graduated
recommends
nu
like
metal.
critically
Uh-oh.
acclaimed
Yeah.
female-led drama horrors, and you're like, oh, what a specific.
Well, from a child, from like 10 to 12, I started to get into heavier and heavier stuff, and started listening to Rammstein, and then that was a big stuff for me. But that's still not like your kind of heavy, which is a very different.
Quick
Yeah.
aside though, there was a big period when I was listening to only a cappella covers. That was like a phase I went through,
Yeah.
and Rammstein has a few. There's like this
Yeah.
one of like it's like a German school singing like Du Hast.
Yeah.
There's I think out of the East Coast there used to be a crew called Emo Capella, and they would do all like Taking Back Sunday stuff, and
Was it like a crew of 5 or something?
it was 20. It was like
Damn.
20 dudes. Yeah,
That's
who
a lot of
loved
fans.
it.
That's a choir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think we all get stuck into like I said, like movie soundtracks. I was really into movie soundtracks for a while. I was really into like Danny Elfman for a while. I only listened to Danny Elfman. But I don't know. I think we all kind of listen to music and go through phases of like, I like these guys, I like them again, I like these people.
Well, I don't know. I think it's different for me, like getting into music like that. For me, it was more like cathartic to hear, all these songs about like loss or heartbreak or whatever. It just feels good to know someone's as miserable as you.
Yeah,
you
the
know?
whole,
They're just
I'm
like, this
not
guy's life
alone
sucks
thing.
too, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's the beautiful thing about it. Like, you
Proper.
have, like, your mainstream music, then you like your alt music. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
before they called alternative, and alternative just became mainstream.
Yeah.
But it's like, what's beautiful now, especially with, like, the internet, even though people aren't making as much money, which kind of sucks,
Yeah.
is any type of music is accessible. You can listen to any genre at any time.
Yeah.
We need to wrap up pretty soon. Before we do, let's each go and say, you know what, let's do this. Let's say favorite concert we've ever been to, favorite live show we've ever been to, and one band or one musical artist like we would need to see before we die. Our bucket list concert. So Let's go. Favorite
Okay,
concert?
you wanna go
bucket
first?
list concert.
Oh my god. Well, actually, the first concert that I ever went to was like back in, 2002 or something like that, and it was actually like it changed my life, like being into the type of music that I'm into.
Who was it?
It was the Movie Life
Oh.
and Brand New.
Oh.
Yeah, and then there was a local band in San Diego named Larger Than Life that was really good at the time. That I actually went to go see that local band,
And you
Larger
seen
Than Life,
Brand
and
New.
then that's how I found out
And the
about
movie
Brand
Life,
New.
props to you guys.
Yeah, the
Brand
movie
new.
Life. Mhm.
Yeah. Who would you want to see before you die?
Shoot, I would like to see. Well, I'm actually really excited. I just got tickets to see Dashboard Confessional,
Oh my
the
God.
Get Up Kids,
Oh my
and,
God.
Piebald.
Piebald. Oh, they're still
Yeah.
kicking it. Good for them.
Yeah, they're on
They're
that
in a lot
tour,
of
so
Warped
that's going to
Tour
be happening in
compilations.
February, and I will be there. Yeah.
Buy a $80 ticket and go see Danny in the crowd. What about you, Logan? Favorite band you've seen? Favorite band you want to see?
Favorite band probably that I've seen probably was just Queens of the Stone Age.
Yeah.
But like the best skilled, where I was just blown away by just the musical ability, probably
Tourette's.
the Black Keys.
Oh, yeah.
Then last couple bands that I saw, we saw King Gizzard at the Greek. Me and my girlfriend, we saw Interpol at the Hollywood Bowl.
When did you see
Um,
Interpol?
Her and I, Interpol's actually very big in Mexico, and she's
Oh, really?
and she's
And she's
put a lot of she's Mexican,
Chinese.
so she her listening to my Spotify now on my Discovery. Now I have my psychedelic rock and stuff, and then now I'll have like Mexican rock bands in and stuff.
Oh, cool.
But Interpol is
You ever
something
fuck
that
with,
I enjoyed.
You ever fuck with Mana?
Mana,
Or
dude.
Mana? Is it
No.
Mana?
No,
Probably-
it's Mana, but
It's Mana?
Yeah.
I've probably heard a bunch of
Mana.
songs. I just don't. I mean,
Great
Yeah.
yeah.
rock band.
That guy always sounds like he's sleepy though. He's always like.
Well, I'm talking about relating to the artist. I
Yeah.
think that's why I like him so much.
Yeah,
Because I'm
he's
constantly
always
tired.
like he's like.
And wait,
I love it, but I love sleeping.
So who would you want to see
My number one.
before you die?
I mean, I don't know. I've kind of seen almost everyone that I've wanted to see.
Privileged.
Yeah, I know. I'm very appreciative of that. But if like maybe Rage Against the Machine, but that's probably not the same Rage that was like early 2000s.
You would want to see them in their prime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's.
I think that's a viable thing to say.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to go to Coachella to see him. No thanks.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
either.
Yeah.
I saw a video recently. It was Rage Against the Machine performing at Cal State Northridge in like the mid to early 90s. And they're
Oh,
playing
man.
all their hits.
Was that? I
And
think I've
no
seen
one
the same
gives
thing.
a
I think
fuck.
that was
People are, like,
their,
walking
that was I think
by
their first
class.
concert.
Yeah.
And if you I saw it on YouTube, and if you minimize it and listen to it, it sounds
It's
like
the same.
some
They're
good
playing like
shit.
Bulls on Parade,
And
and,
I'm-
people
yeah.
are just like,
And I'm looking,
Jesus
people just
Christ,
standing
man,
around. It's
they're-
like high schoolers just, well, what's this?
It's crazy.
They're like, they're so angsty. Just walking by.
For me, I would say I went to Coachella one year, and in the same, I want to say this is the same day, I saw Amanda Palmer, the Dillinger Escape Plan,
Ooh.
and Muse
Oh
on
yeah,
the same day. Not a Muse fan.
Yeah.
Wasn't a Muse fan. I thought they just sounded so like
yeah.
weird.
Mhm.
But seeing them live, they're the cleanest, most entertaining band I've ever seen. Actually, I think that year, it might have been a different year, I saw them Crooked Vultures.
Yeah.
And they were very, very up there
That's
on my list.
that's actually I'll take that back. That's my. I don't even know if they're ever gonna get back together.
I don't think they
they're
are,
super
because they're
good.
just like, yeah.
But if I had a chance to see one band, that would be mine.
Wait, what
Every-
band is that?
Them Crooked Vultures. So it has John Paul Jones from Zeppelin. It has
Dave Grohl,
Dave Grohl,
on,
Josh Homme,
Josh Homme as lead, and then it also has Alan Johannes and
Yeah.
Dave Ketching sometimes touring.
It's
which
an
is
excellent
okay.
supergroup.
Right on.
And they're just, every band
Right,
that
so-
year, I remember, had a little bit of pyro, they had lights, it was great. Them Crooked Vultures went up, hey, what's up, guys? Played their music, got off.
Mhm.
Very simple, and they were the best band that everyone saw.
That's all you need, dude.
If I were to see a band live, I don't think they're ever going to get back together. I'd love to see Rush. Rush is like a big one for me.
Oh, wow.
I'd love to see Rush. Or you know what? I would love to see Ozzy. Like a crazy, I would love to see a crazy pyro show.
That's funny though. Like that makes sense to me because you do have like this
Like
love for like
theatrics.
theatrical
I like
music
bigger
and stuff. Yeah.
Have you ever seen Metallica?
No, but we don't got to talk about
Yeah.
that. Thank you for watching Nerd Dirt. I'm Eric, Logan, Danny. We're all here. Our social media's below. There's Logan. There's Danny. There's me, maybe. I don't know. I have to figure out iMovie and or Windows Movie Maker. But thank you for watching. Catch more Nerd Dirt. Like, share, subscribe. Hope you liked this video. Catch more 3 Sweet on the channel.